be sharing some of the books that I am currently reading because I'm reading a lot of things, not finishing a lot of things, but starting a lot of things. So I started this a couple of weeks ago. I haven't finished. This is The French Ingredient by Jane Birch. This is an American woman who moves to Paris, and she talks a little bit about being an outsider and how she gradually finds her own space in Paris. Then I started reading this one, A History of the World in 6 Glasses by Tom Standage. So this book seems to go into 6 drinks that have been significant in society's civilization progress. So it starts off with beer in Mesopotamia and Sumeria, ancient Egypt, and shows how the move from the hunter-gatherer to the more agricultural, agrarian lifestyle, how that led to the discovery of beer and bread, and how instrumental those things were in forming society as we now know it. So very interesting. I just covered that first drink. So the first of the 6 glasses is beer. So you'll hear me talk a little bit more about that soon. I'm buddy reading this one, The Demon of Unrest by Eric Larson. Eric Larson is a fantastic historian. So he writes narrative nonfiction, puts you right into the middle of the historical period that he's talking about. So we get a lot of snippets of history from the history books, but also a lot from journal entries and maybe not so public sources. So what were probably more regular people thinking and doing at the time when these historical events were happening. So this one is set in the early 1860s, right at the beginning of Abraham Lincoln's presidency. So this one gives you an opportunity to make comparisons between what happened in the beginning of the 1860s and what is happening right now in the United States of America. But in reading that, so I'm about 2/3 of the way in. We'll probably finish that pretty soon. I started this one. This is also a buddy read. This is Light Thickens by Neo March, who is a New Zealand writer. And this one is based on Shakespeare's Macbeth. It's not quite a retelling. It is showing a group of people, a group of actors, staging a reenactment of Shakespeare's Macbeth and going into the details of the play and how it impacts the lives of the characters. I should be a little further along with this, so if my buddy readers are watching, I'm gonna catch up and talk to you about it later. Hoping to start one or both of these later. This is Loving You Always by Kennedy Ryan. This will be my first time reading anything from this author, and I've heard a lot of things here on the bookish space, bookish platforms. So looking forward to delving in with this one. I don't know if this is a good place to start with this author, but that's the one I found in my library, so I'm gonna check it out. And then this one is Thinning Blood, A Memoir of Family, Myth, and Identity by Leah Myers. Leah Myers is a member of the Jamestown Skallam tribe of the Pacific Northwest. So this is an indigenous memoir, and not that you need to have a month to focus on prioritizing indigenous history, but I realized that I hadn't read anything from an indigenous writer for a while, so I definitely wanted to fix that. So these are the books that I kind of currently have on the go. And if my husband is watching this is why I walk around with a bag full of books, because I move these books from place to place within the home, as well as I take them when we go on car rides, because you just never know when you have time to read a book. So these are the books that I am currently reading. Would love to hear from you in the comments, what you've been reading recently and what you're maybe thinking about starting soon, if you're one of those people who read multiple books at a time. I'm also going to be starting Zami by Audre Lorde. Hoping to start that in the next few days for the read along. I'll link the video where I talk about the read along, welcoming you to join me as we read Audre Lorde's Zami together next week. So yeah, that's what I'm reading these days. Let me know what you're reading. And until we come back for another one of these videos, happy reading. Bye.